This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
Greetings, mortals, and welcome. Please present your tickets for validation. Thank you. Your existence has been acknowledged, and you have been granted access every Thursday and Friday. You will be accompanying your guides, Krista and Brandy, along with a world-renowned guest. They will be exploring an intriguing tendril of what humans refer to as reality each week, as they strive to advance you further down the path to the truths of your physical earth and what lies on the other side. Remember to please keep your hands and feet in the vehicle at all times, and do not exit until the craft has come to a complete stop.
Hey, happy Friday. Welcome.
Happy Friday. I don't know how happy it is.
No, I'm quite sad. I'm not going to lie. I really am.
I am sad. Everybody's in Alabama having a good time and getting ready for Greg Google's premiere tomorrow. And we have
snow apocalypse coming.
I have ice apocalypse. Krista has snow apocalypse. And it is just not safe for us because every time we turn around, they keep saying it's coming in earlier and earlier and earlier. Mm-hmm. We thought we were going to be safe, coming in like late Sunday night. We thought, oh, okay, well, we can still do that. We'll just, we'll just adjust our times to get in. And now it's starting Saturday night.
Yeah, I know, about 9 o'clock here.
Yeah, mine's supposed to be around midnight. So I'm like, what? Just ruin the whole thing. Just sick about it. But, to all of our friends there, have a great time, be safe, and we miss you.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And, this snow that's coming in, like Brandy said, we really debated, like we've been watching it all week and we're like, okay, let's just make the call on Thursday. And it just kept getting worse and worse, and I'm outside of St. Louis area and they're saying we could see up to 20 inches of snow. That is not normal for Missouri, guys. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. That is not normal. And then on Sunday, they're talking like a whiteout, blizzard-like. It's crazy. And like I said, it's nothing that we're used to at all. So
yeah, no,
anyway.
I just get the lovely ice, the stuff that takes down power lines, trees, and what have you.
Yeah, lucky you.
I'm super excited about that.
Yeah,
I tell you.
Well, they're saying that obviously here too, we're getting ice. Also, it's kind of a mixture thing coming in, but I'd rather take the 20 inches of snow than the ice.
And the ice, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
and
bad.
it's amazing. It's amazing how like 3 hours in between us makes that big of a difference,
Right.
And they're still not for sure in my area exactly if I will get all ice,
Well, it's falling down. It's like drooping. So it's coming further south because at one time we were they'd taken a lot of the snow out and it was just going to be the ice here. Now, like the last time I looked, it was like up to 20 inches with everything from Saturday night to Monday morning. So
yeah,
crazy.
And for me, the farther it drops, the bleaker it looks for me. So That's
Yeah.
horrible. At least I could go play in the snow.
It's
You
gonna
can't
be
go
too
play in
cold.
the ice.
Yeah, it's gonna be too cold here to be out in the snow even. So I'm over it already and it hasn't even started. You know,
I know. I
I'm
know.
ticked off. Like we never get this kind of freaking snow. The one weekend that I have something to do, what's it doing? That it just
Yeah,
makes
and
me mad and bitter. I'm mad.
we all know that my outings have been very few and far between, and when I get to do anything and go anywhere, and and I had to plan this all out so I could have somebody here for my mother and blah blah blah, and
Right.
that just all fell through.
Yep.
So
So
here I
now
sit.
our plans have changed. So this weekend we weren't going to be around to do podcasts. We weren't going to be home to do shows. But now, however, I'm going full force. Doing tonight, doing 3 tomorrow, 1 with Paul, Donny Chill. We're going to do another live movie one. So everybody, that'll be a good one too. And then
Yeah. So
Mars
yeah,
late.
everybody. Yeah, you've got we got to tune into Paranormal Paul anyway. But Donnie Cho says stuff. Hey, it's going to be movie night, everybody. So grab your popcorn and your drinks, and we're going to watch a movie together. So this is going to be fantastic. I love these shows.
Yep.
And
Paranormal Paul, he has Harley Owens coming on tomorrow night. So that'll be fun.
Right. And then of course we're going to do late night with Bigfoot Michigan Rob, and with everything willing, I will have some power. If I don't, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to charge up my block tonight, or I got 2 of them, charge up my blocks, and I'm going to make sure I'm ready. And you might see me by candlelight, but I'll be on.
Well, you might not be able to be on Sunday, might be your day, because you've got Truth or Tinfoil. And I know here they're calling for like all kinds of like power outages. They're saying internet outages, even cell phone towers being affected. So your Sunday Truth or Tinfoil might not be happening for you.
That may not happen. Right. So we'll just have to wait and see, everybody. It's just a touch and go situation right now. And it hasn't even got here yet.
I know, right? How messed up is this? Like I said, we were supposed to be in Alabama, and we're just really ticked off about it. So I'm mad at Mother Nature.
Right. It's her fault.
And what sucks, man, we're not going anywhere now until March. We have to wait until March, Brandy.
I know. Well, and on top of the weather that we've got coming in, we've got that Arctic blast coming in after it, which is going to take us down to the teens or even below
Single
that.
digits,
We don't know
they
yet.
said. Yeah. So anyway, Mike, we are not snowed in yet, but give us about 30 hours. We will be.
Right.
The only thing I'm looking forward to this snow is that like my work has already sent out emails about Monday getting to work and this and that, which I had PTO anyway, because again, supposed to be in Alabama. So I took a day to recoup. However, I'm still keeping my PTO day, but they've sent out emails about, people not coming in if they feel the roads are not safe. So we'll probably be closed, be shut down. So anyway, well, we appreciate everybody being here. And let me go back up here to the top. I can say hi to people because we haven't done that in a long time, Brandy. It's usually typing, So Gary, hello. Mickey, hello. Mr. G Rides, good to see ya. Moon at Noon, hello. Denise, keep scrolling. Val, how are you? Try not to get repeats. Werewolf, hello.
Do you need me to help you?
No, I'm scrolling down, but I said all these names already. So Crystal J, hello. Joseph Richardson, hello. Moon at Noon, I think I said Moon at Noon, but if not, I said it twice. Hello, Moon. I'm trying to Smurfy, good to see you. You can chime in at any time though, Brandy.
All right.
Hello, Joe.
We have Freaky Geek, Mike Bothwell, Aristal, Jason Finch, Sage Cooley, of course, Mr. Gary Spikes. We've got Bigfoot, Mr. Rob out there.
John Temperine.
John, we got John out there, and I think I've caught everybody that I can see.
Are you start from the bottom? See, I started from the top, and that's what takes so long is going through all these names.
No, I start from the bottom and work my way back up. That's why it doesn't change on me.
Well, I start from the top and work my way down because then I don't miss anybody as they come in. Anyway, we're going to talk tonight about haunted houses. I see David Murphy. That's one name I didn't say. Ristel. I didn't say it. You might have.
I did.
Okay. Anyway, we're going to talk about haunted houses. Hey. So if we missed your name, we apologize. Anyway.
Yeah, every time it scrolls, it updates and,
and it refreshes and I lose my spot. So unfortunately. Anyway, we are going to talk about haunted houses, real life haunted houses that are for sale. And I watched a video. It was like, I don't know, it was like a 2-hour video on different houses all over the world that were for sale. And I was thinking, man, I would buy that, or no way would I buy that, on different houses. So we thought it would be fun to do that with you guys and show you pics inside and outside and the whole 9 yards. But before we do that, we have something else to talk about. Wrong button. Sorry, my bad.
I was like, whoo.
Wrong button.
That thing blows. Yeah, that blows my eardrums out every time it plays. I was like, oh my goodness. All right. Of course, we all know we talk about this every show, but we're trying to, make sure that everybody is aware that in 2025, that is September 19th and 20th at Richmond, Missouri, at the Eagleton Civic Center, we are holding the Crossing Realms Conference. Now, these are our speakers that we have at this time. I'm not saying that this will stay the same or it will change. I'm not saying anything right now. Just nothing. We are talking to more and more people. You never know. We have more special guests showing up. The meet and greet Friday night. Chris Garantano will be there after the meet and greet to show us his newest documentary, and we get to have a discussion with him about it. So that's going to be fantastic. And then, of course, Saturday is our conference. Saturday night, the ghost hunt is now sold out. We don't have anything left. We're very sorry. We're
not really sorry. She lied. We're not really sorry. And only because, that money goes to the museum and it's for a good cause. So I'm glad we sold out and that the museum, can operate, right?
Right. But we are not opening up any spots for friends or any more ticket sales. So if you do not have a ticket, you cannot come. I'm very sorry. That I'm sorry about, because it is a fantastic location. But I do want to remind you all that in October, just a few weeks later, we're going to have another event there. And it's just going to be the Blondes and Booze event. We're going to have a ghost hunt there. So stay tuned for all that information when it becomes available. So keep that in mind. So if you missed the ghost hunt this time, just a couple weeks, we're going to have another one. So don't worry.
But that one will be at Malvern Manor.
Or Malvern Manor. I am so sorry. Malvern Manor.
Yeah.
Which is that's a creepy place all on its own.
It truly is. So I'm pretty excited about that too, just because, well, and Josh Hurd, he's awesome. And you guys have heard us talk about him. He's been on our show. He's been on several Porch shows of all of us, honestly. And he's just a really good guy. He really is. And that's why we, between the Ray County Museum and Malvern Manor, because Kathy's one of our BFFs. And so, why we really support them and encourage people to go and check these locations out.
Yeah. But talking about it, living in haunted houses now, Josh really does spend a lot of time in Malvern Manor. I mean, he does sleep there at times. He's there every day by himself. Yeah. He is truly living what we're going to be talking about. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, same with Kathy, because Kathy there is a apartment at the museum, and she stays there 4 nights out of the week and goes home only those 3 nights. So it's how would you guys let's just throw that out there to everybody in chat. Would you guys stay willingly in a house you knew that was haunted? Not that you bought it and then find out it's haunted, but willingly knowing it is haunted. What about you, Brandy? Would you? Well,
I
guess we do all-
live the dream. Yeah, I live the dream. So
Yeah.
I live the dream. So to me, it doesn't bother me so much. But going into, say, a location that I don't know, maybe a house that I don't know, that would kind of unnerve me a little bit at first until I got to know what exactly I was dealing with in the location. But yeah, I would do it.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I do it every day. So
Yeah.
It's not really a big deal to me.
No, I hear you. So do you know that there are a few states, if you buy a house and your house is haunted, there's a few states still that you have to say it.
Yep. You have to disclose any information such as, deaths or hauntings or anything like that. Anything like that.
Yeah. Yep. But here's the thing too. So it's so New York sellers must disclose if they've shared their opinion that the house is haunted with the public. So if we, if they come on something like, our platform and say, yes, my house is haunted, well, then they have to disclose it. If they keep it quiet, they don't have to disclose it. Interesting. And New Jersey, sellers must disclose known information about potential hauntings or paranormal activity only if asked. So if you live in New Jersey and you're thinking about buying a house, I would suggest that would be a good question to ask.
Yeah. And the thing is that we only usually think about those things on houses that are typically older homes, at least 50, 60 or beyond years old. A lot of people aren't asking that question when it's a newer built home or even
Right. Exactly.
Sometimes a new built home, you don't know. And in some of these cases, that what Krista is going to show us is it could be a brand new home and you move in and figure out you're living with something else.
So real quick though, I want to talk about before, because I've got pictures to show you guys of some houses that are for sale and prices, and we'll take guesses who all can come the closest to what it's listed for sale, that kind of thing. However, I want to talk about this real quick. So there is a case. It's Stambowski versus Ackley, and it was a 1991 New York Supreme Court case that established that a house can be legally haunted if the seller advertised it as such. The case is often referred to as a Ghostbusters ruling and is a well-known example of buyer beware. And then it talks about Jeffrey Stambowski sued Helen Ackley to rescind the contract for the purchase of a Victorian house in Nyack, New York. Stambowski claimed that the Ackley and her real estate broker made material misrepresentations about the property, including it was haunted by ghosts. The ruling says that the court ruled that the house was legally haunted and that Ackley had a duty to disclose the house's reputation to Stambowski. The court also held that even an express disclaimer like as is would not be valid if the seller had specific knowledge of the facts. The case is often cited in property law and contracts textbooks and is taught in law school classes. It's a reminder that things in real estate may not be what they seem, and the buyer should always ask the questions. There you go. So I find that interesting.
Okay. I don't. Again, I said it.
Really?
I just said that. If you're buying a home that, has been, built forever, 50, 60 and beyond,
Right.
you could expect, some of that, especially if it's a generational home. You know what I mean?
Right.
Family after family, generation after generation have lived in the same home with the same family. You can expect some of that. You can expect that. Now, but the thing is that if they were saying that it was haunted before this person had bought the house, how come they didn't do their research on the house?
Right.
That's
well,
my question.
And here's a couple questions too. Like Val says, legally haunted. What defines legally haunted? And then Crystal J, she says, how would you prove something like that in court? Those are, valid points, So
well, I guess they're just going by the point that if the seller says that it was haunted at some point during, their ownership,
Mhm.
then it's haunted.
Mhm.
That this is what they're claiming, and they did not
Right.
disclose this to the buyer. So that's when it's legal, when they're saying that it's haunted.
It's haunted. Yeah. So anyway, I just
Yeah.
found that interesting. So we'll go on and we're going to talk about some different houses, and I'm going to show you guys some pictures. So the first one we're gonna talk about, it's a Victorian mansion in St. Joseph's, Missouri. And this and I didn't realize this today when I was doing my homework and reading up on it, that did you know, Brandy, that St. Joseph's, Missouri was one of the most prestigious towns in all of America with the rich. The rich live there. And I'll tell you what,
I did know that.
I did not.
I did know that.
I did not.
did
I
know
thought,
that.
you go through parts of St. Joseph now, it's nasty. It's a nasty town.
It is. It is. It is. And I will tell you why, because I investigated a mansion there that is now a museum. It's the
Mhm.
Tootle, the Tootle Mansion.
Mhm.
And I did get to investigate that. And
Yeah.
so we went through all the history and everything. So yes, I did know that. Very
Yeah.
much so. It was a very, very bougie place
Yeah.
to be.
I can imagine. So here's this house here. So it's just a Victorian mansion, and it has 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 7,593 square feet. It was built in 1888. It says in the 1880s, St. Joseph, I just talked about one of the wealthiest cities in America. And
Mhm.
let's see here. It says in this particular house, it is said to be haunted by 2 sisters who lived their whole lives in the house. Apparitions, shadows, and tapping is often heard. The houses went through over $100,000 in restoration, and in the wallpaper alone, they have over $100,000 in the wallpaper alone. And I'm going to show you the inside pictures of the house too. So looking at this, I'm going to show you the inside pictures, and then let's discuss what you guys think it's worth. So Brandy, if you can keep an eye on chat, because I can't see chat with trying to do pictures too. So
I did want to point out, yes, I've seen this house in person, and it's just absolutely gorgeous.
Have you?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Okay. This is actually
Yep.
a pretty badass house, I just got to say. So there's the entranceway.
I
think,
haven't been in it, but that is gorgeous.
yeah. So I'm liking this here. And then like where you kind of looks like there's a dining room there off to the left, and it's got the steps. Look at that flooring.
Right.
But do you
Thank
see
you,
that
Mike? We
wallpaper?
appreciate you.
Yes, thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. And real quick, Brandy, answer his question. We have not investigated.
No, we have not. That is on my bucket list. One of my
Absolutely.
tops.
Absolutely. We would both love to go there. So there's that's part of the house. And then here's one more picture kind of the steps again. But I mean, look at the woodwork on that house. Tell me that's not amazing.
That is absolutely.
Yeah. So
but do you notice by the stairwell there going up, doesn't it look like a cross right there?
Yeah, kind of
does. That not look like a cross in the woodwork? It does.
It does, don't it?
Yeah, kind of an odd piece to have right there. I'm just saying. Okay.
And like, look, the details in that wood, like, why don't they do that in houses anymore? Seriously, why don't they?
Because it's too expensive. These home builders are too busy building these tract houses. They'll take 5 house plans and make a whole subdivision of just these 5 house plans, because it's cheaper, and they can buy everything in bulk, and it doesn't take so long, to do all that intricate work. And yeah, that's why. It's too expensive. So, and for materials alone, with the materials they used back then, they can't get now.
Right.
They can't.
Well, Kevin makes a good point. He says it's funny having 4 bathrooms when it wasn't built with any. And that's true. So I guess, maybe they closed up different. They'd had more bedrooms or something and made the bathrooms. I don't know. So what would you guys think that house would be worth? Now, I will tell you, like the medium price of houses here in Missouri, it is in Missouri, it's not crazy amount. It's pretty inexpensive, honestly, to buy a house here in Missouri. So what would you pay for that house, Brandy?
Well, by the looks of it, in the renovations, like putting in, the
Mhm.
plumbing and all of that stuff, I would say around 400 to 500,000 where it's at, because I know where it's at. I know
Yeah,
the neighborhood it's at. So I
yeah,
would say 4 to 500,000.
yeah. So actually, the price is listed for $695,000, which
All
to
right.
me, that's
Okay.
high for Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It is high for Missouri. So, all right. I think that's a cool house. So the next house we're
Yeah.
going to talk about is, let me find it here. Hold on. Is in Hannibal, Missouri. And this one will kind of surprise you. Hannibal is actually only about an hour and 15 minutes north of me. And it's the birthplace of Mark Twain. He lived there. So, and it's an old town, but this house here. So it has, it was built in 1891. It has 7 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, and almost 5,200 square feet.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now,
So
does any of this information say what it was haunted by, or what
some of
is
it does.
the?
Some of it does. Like the last one was
Okay.
the last one. I think I told you what it was haunted by.
Yeah.
Yes. So about 2 sisters, the other one. This one, honestly, I didn't see where it
Right.
said what it was haunted by. It just claimed to be haunted. So the listing agent says this is about the house. It's an 1880s Victorian masterpiece and says take a step back in time, 7,000 square foot, fully maintained and restored home. And it says, per the owner, over 600,000 plus has been invested into this home restoration. Original hardwood floors, again, 100,000 wallpaper renovation. Like who pays 100,000 for wallpaper? But that's another story. Period correct lighting, parquet floors, 6 fireplaces, 25 plus stained glass windows, scribed artwork, and it says the kitchen features a beautiful soapstone island along with a built-in refrigerator, luxury appliances, and a butler's pantry. The dining room features an elegant parquet flooring. So, and it's on 1.5 acres, and there's also a carriage house attached to this property. Now, the price of this one will surprise you. So here's another picture of it right there, the outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go inside the house. So here's the inside. The green carpet is just horrendous, in my opinion.
I would have never even redone it in red or green.
No.
Green and red are just one of my things that I just don't like in a home. It's
Well,
I guess it's
kind of go back to period correct. I feel like they didn't even have carpet back then. So let's go back to the wood floors. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Yeah. So here's another picture right there. And it looks like just a little stairwell. To me, there's nothing really fancy about this house. Nothing.
No, I like the other house better, honestly, to look at it.
Me too. And then there's, another, it looks like maybe some pocket doors right there,
Yeah, I love the woodwork above the doors, though.
Yeah. Yep.
I like that.
What do you think that house is for? What would you pay for that house? Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly. It being haunted.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
7 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, almost 5,200 square feet.
You could use that as an Airbnb, so it would probably be worth $350. I would say $350.
Okay. So it's listed right now for $294,500.
Well, I'm kind of close.
Yeah, you are. Get rid of the green carpet and we could work with it,
Exactly. Because you could use that as a haunted Airbnb. And then with that being a historical town in its own right, you definitely could. Yeah, I would have paid a little bit more for it just for that reason.
Yep. Tammy, that house was in Missouri. So the next one we're going to go to, we're going to travel to New York.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to New York.
Now I'm out of my prices. Because something I would think would cost, less is like $50 million.
Yep. So this one we're going to Insulin House. It's in Troy, New York. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that. Currently, it is a bed and breakfast, and apparently it's a well-known location. And I didn't know anything about it. I never heard of this. And it says, despite its paranormal history, the house remains a sanctuary of positive energy. The owner embraces the protective spirits that dwell within the Insulin house. Excuse me. These spirits nurture the creative energies of those who visit and ensure the home remains a place of respect and reverence. It says the Insulin house is no stranger to the limelight. Beyond its historical and spiritual significance, it has become a beloved destination for film professionals. Its unique charm and atmosphere have made it an award-winning film location in upstate New York, attracting filmmakers from around the world who are drawn to its authentic, haunted allure. So the house has been in the same family for over 6 generations. It is said that 9 spirits haunt this property, 5 of which are relatives of the current owner. 1 is a former tenant found dead in the basement, and the other 3 remaining ghosts are mysteries. So they keep the basement locked because of, I guess, the dead tenant. It's pretty active down there. So apparently that door remains locked. So I'm going to show you guys some pictures of this one. There it is, the outside of it. I like this house. I just have to say, I really like this house.
Krista, can you spell the name of the house? Because it sounds like you're saying insulin, like diabetics need insulin.
It is Enslin. Sounds like insulin.
Okay. Insulin. Mm-hmm. Okay. Insulin.
That's how I read it.
Not Yeah, insulin, not insulin. Yeah, insulin. Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Yes.
All right, got it.
So there's the outside of it. I like it. I actually like the black. Do you like the black?
I do. I like it with the light color. That just makes it more not modern, but it stands out. You know?
Yeah, I like this house. All right, so here is a bedroom.
Ooh, that's very modern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this house is kind of modern. Yeah. And then there is, I would say maybe like a little parlor, or I don't know. I'd throw some TV or sitting room, something in there.
You know I'm not seeing is forced heat and air. I am seeing radiators. So that means coal heat. Yep. Yeah, that's cold.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder how much of that would be. Lord. Okay.
Right.
Pretty though. It's nice and bright.
I like the color on the walls too. I must say that little light blue.
A lot of these older houses, they get them too dark. You know, they're just way too dark. And as we know, if you get a house too dark all the time, well, you know, that's where spirits like to lurk anyway.
Right.
But if it's nice and airy looking, you know, that's pretty. I mean, it's pretty. It reminds me of something that should be in Florida, especially with the picture going through. I think that's the kitchen.
Right. Yeah.
It's like something that should be in Florida.
Yep, and this is New York. So look at this bedroom. I like the bedroom. I don't know what the purple thing is on top, but okay.
It kind of reminds me of a circus tent. I'm so sorry.
It does. It does.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, I don't either. And I'm not crazy about the purple. But, you know, to each their own. We don't live there. So
right.
Here is the kitchen. Looks kind of modern.
Very modern.
Yeah. Yep. So that's the kitchen. And here is like the dining room in that open area. So I kind of like the colors though that they did in there with that. Kind of like the old and the new, you know. Do you like the colors?
Not really. I don't like that.
No, I kind of do.
That would be a house that I wouldn't buy. I would not buy that particular house. Well, now, did it say why this family has it for sale now?
It did not say that. It's just listed. So, you know, if you look at any listing, they don't say why most of the time. You know, it's just, regular on realtor.com or Zillow, whatever. I
just meant if it's been owned by generations, that was just surprising to me.
Yeah, 6 generations.
That it's happening all over the place.
It is. So this house is actually like small compared to the ones we've talked about, because it only has 4 bedrooms, 2 baths.
I would have thought around 2,400 square foot.
It didn't say the square footage on this house. It just said what it was listed for in the bedrooms and the bathrooms. However, so what do you think that house was listed for?
Well, it's upstate New York.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, I have no clue on this. New York is what surprises me the most because, like
Yeah.
I said, things that I don't think that should cost that much are astronomical. I'm gonna say this is probably 900,000.
Okay. Well, you're surprisingly, it was originally listed for 400,000, and the house has been on the market for a while. It's been on the market for quite a while, actually, and they have now dropped the price to 300,000.
Wow.
Yeah, that shocks me.
Yeah, that does shock me too. So it might be smaller than 2,400 square foot. It might be real small.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? That's more affordable. So if you're in the New York area and you're looking for a haunted B&B, we got one for you.
I like it. I actually like the house. So I think I would, if I lived up there or something, had the money, extra money, I would consider it. Sure.
Just for me, I would like to keep it more in that particular era, not necessarily, outlandish, but definitely within that. But that one looks too modern for me.
Yeah.
Because the house outside doesn't match the inside, and I don't, that's kind of like.
Yeah. What do you guys think about house in Mississippi, an antebellum house? I think those are cool. Very, very cool. And I'm going to show you. Next one we're going to talk about is called the Priestley House. You like that one, Brandy?
Yeah, that's pretty. That reminds me of the small white house.
Yep. It's in Canton, Mississippi. It's kind of cool, I think. I like the house. So this house was built in 1852 by Dr. James Priestley. And it says, elegant and inviting from the front porch to the screened-in porch overlooking the pool in the back. You will see all 5,200 square feet of pure beauty in peak condition. If you are looking for the quintessential antebellum Mississippi experience, this house will take you back in time with all the modern conveniences. So, and it is said to be haunted by Dr. Priestley's wife, Susan. It is said that she passed away in one of the bathrooms and that she was so attached to the house, her spirit never left.
I believe that.
So here is the back. It's got a pool. So take that into consideration. I like this house myself.
See, now this is not overdone, but it's keeping it sort of within the period. You know what I mean? It's not,
Right.
I like that.
I agree. I like this bathroom.
Very
Do you like
nice.
the bathroom? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even the sink is right up there. Yeah.
Right. And then there's the kitchen.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I like the library, the study. Tell me that's not badass. Isn't that cool?
That is pretty
all
nice.
The books. Seriously, look at all of the books there.
I probably have enough to fill it. That looks like the house for me because I could probably fill that easily.
Right. So it's 5 bedrooms and 4 baths. What do you think that one lists for? In Canton, Mississippi.
Well, I think a lot of those plantation houses in Mississippi are haunted. I don't care which one you pick.
Well, there's so many Civil War battles and things down there too.
I know. That's what I said. It's like pick one.
Yeah.
That has been renovated, so I'm guessing that's going to elevate the price. 500,000 to 600,000, and that is being very low for me.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
It is $725,000 is what it's listed for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I knew I was a little low on that, but that's what Mississippi is good for real estate. It's very good for real estate.
Yeah, it really truly is.
If you can get your hands on something good, though.
Something like
That's the
that. How
problem.
cool would that house be to own, though? Like, seriously, talk about a true bed and breakfast. You could really like do a lot with that property. And then, you got the pool and, I think,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, and ghost hunting and all that kind of stuff. Because me, people be there ghost hunting, and I'd be in my little area just giggling and laughing and watching them on cameras.
Exactly.
I'd be like, "You go get it."
Go get it. Go get it. So the next one we're going to talk about, we're going to go overseas. We are going to the UK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this next house is called Derwood Mansion. And it is 14 bedrooms and 9 bathrooms. That's a big house. And it is over 16,000 square feet. So
That's a hotel. I didn't hear what they say. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Well, to me, okay, so I got to tell you, like the outside looks rough to me. Does it to you?
Not really to me, because I've lived over there. I've lived overseas,
The roof
and
looks like, might need a roof or something.
and that could possibly be, but a lot of their older homes and things like that, they do look like this. I mean, I'm very used to seeing stuff like this.
Yeah.
But to me, that looks like a bad picture. That needs to be redone.
Yeah. And this is what's listed on the realtor site. So, but I'm going to tell you, this is going to surprise you compared to what the outside looks like towards the inside. So that's the inside. Look at that.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. It's a true story. Yeah. Isn't that cool?
That is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it is. And then
Can you imagine snuggling down on the couch in front of the fireplace and waiting for the ghosties to come?
oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
While you're having a drink.
There you go. Look at that. See, it already looks set up for like a bed and breakfast.
Well,
or
exactly.
or
they do events there. So it's on 8 acres. There's a kitchen. Nice kitchen.
Beautiful. I mean, I don't like green, but that's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the green, but yeah, I like the size.
I'll take it.
I'll
take it.
I could live with the green. So a little bit about this house. Let me tell you about it. So let me go here. So it has a rich and interesting history, including the belief that Henry Tudor stayed there in that house on the way to the Battle of Bosworth in 1485. Isn't that crazy?
1485?
Yes, 1485.
Woo. Okay.
Yeah. So it said that he was said to have sheltered on the way to Bosworth. In 1550, Derwood was the house of, I can't even, Ryder something, Beto something. It says the existing house, however, is essentially a later Tudor mansion, a house with a main range north and south, at one time possessing 2 wings to the west side towards the road. And in 1670, it was described and added onto, making it the largest in the county. And it is said to be haunted by the White Lady Gwen Vogan. She only appears to unmarried men. It is said that she has been haunting the residents since her death in 1603, when her parents owned the house. So
how old was she? Does it say? Was she married or was she?
Didn't say. The way I took it that, she was, I would say, well, she only appears to married men. So maybe she was, 20s.
Unmarried or married?
Unmarried men. Sorry, I might have said that wrong. Unmarried men is all she appears to. But then, between me and you, okay, so that house is rich in history, obviously, if it was from 1485. So I guarantee you, they're only talking about the one ghost. I guarantee you that place is probably loaded.
Packed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is.
I mean, because you're talking, that house has been there in some way, shape, or form since the 1400s.
Right.
And it's only been added onto. So it's probably seen its fair share of death and tragedy.
Right. Right. So what do you think that house is worth?
Oh, gosh, don't even ask me.
14
I paid-
bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, and I'm talking in American dollars because I had to do the translation because I'm not.
I've got to look at it and talking about where it's at.
So for American dollars,
$2 million. $2 million.
2 million.
Yeah, I don't know what's property.
Yeah, this is going to shock you. 320,000. That's it. I know. It's a shame we don't live over in the UK because you know what? I'd almost go look at that. I'd consider that one.
I would have to sell some children, but we do it.
No kidding. I mean, you said it, sitting there on the fire around the fireplace waiting on the ghost to appear.
Well, yeah, I mean, and plus you can provide an income with that house. I mean, if it is in the right location, of course.
I can't believe that it's that cheap.
There's something.
Yeah.
There's something. Like I said, it could be just the location alone. It could be very like rural or, secluded to where, you could have an issue.
Yeah. Well, Bigfoot Dwarf, he makes a point. He says, yeah, those bottles of alcohol was a lot of spirits. So that could be that added spirits in there.
That could be added. That's why they have them there.
Yeah. And
lack of company.
I didn't see anything in Canada, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Next time if we do something like this, we'll
have to look for something in Canada.
Yeah.
I know Canada's full of it too.
It absolutely is. So, okay, let's move on to, we got 2 more to do, 2 more to talk about.
All right.
So the next one is a lighthouse. And here is a picture of it. Looks cute, don't it?
It does look cute.
Yeah. So
looks very remote. Looks very remote.
It's in Connecticut. It's in Connecticut.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's on the Penfield Reef at the south side of the Black Rock Harbor entrance on Long Island Sound, off the coast of Fairfield, Connecticut. It was constructed in 1874. It was one of the last offshore masonry lights. The offshore lights built after this were cast iron towers built on cylindrical cast iron foundations. And it said Penfield Reef has been called one of the most treacherous areas of the western Long Island Sound. The structure is about 1.1 miles off of Fairfield Beach on one end of the reef. So it says, after discovering structural problems in the tower, the Coast Guard repaired the lighthouse in 2002. The repairs, which also made the lighthouse weathertight, were designed by an engineer, Claudio something of the Coast Guard Civil Engineering Unit. As part of an unsuccessful proposal to assume ownership of the lighthouse, the town of Fairfield, Connecticut prepared a condition report in 2011 for the structure. The lighthouse foundation structure and the roofs were in good condition according to the report, but the walkway around the lantern was in need of repairs. Other problems included asbestos tiles on the floor, lead paint on the walls, mold in some areas, and decaying brick and mortar work in the basement. In 2012, Hurricane Sandy severely damaged and flooded the lighthouse, displacing windows, doors, siding, and roofing. So I've only got one picture of the inside of it, and it's not good. So that's kind of it inside.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's kind of,
well,
and you know that's sad because look at the history of that.
Yeah, but you're talking about lead paint. I mean,
true. Yep.
People don't understand what it takes to remove lead paint. Mm-hmm. That means you've got to sand all of it down to the bare wood again. I mean, you have to start fresh, and that's a lot of work.
Right.
A ton of work.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, and then you're talking about structural damage, that it has structural damage still yet to it.
Mm-hmm.
I would never buy it. I would not even think of it just for those reasons alone, because, I mean, you could lose your investment.
Right. Well, what about if I
think I would touch it?
Okay, so it is said to be haunted by Frederick A. Jordan, a former lighthouse keeper who tragically drowned in 1916 while rowing to shore to spend Christmas with his family. Isn't that sad?
That is sad.
I know, right? And it says that things that occur in the house, there's a logbook there that flips open to the date he died. and an entity has been seen guiding vessels away from danger. So like he's good. He's there to help.
Right. I mean, so it doesn't seem like it's malevolent or anything, that it's just your friendly neighborhood light keeper.
Yep. So with everything I told you about the asbestos, the lead paint, everything, what do you think that's listed for? And it's up for auction. So let's change that. It is up for auction, and they are actively accepting bids. Starting bid.
I would say no more than 100.
Well, I was going to say starting bid was 20,000, and right now it's up to 50,000.
Okay, so 100,000. I mean, considering but see, the thing is if you got the historical society involved in it, and got in on that, then you could get some financial help to help with all that. But man, is it worth it? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That
would be a little bit scary. That would be one of those places that I wouldn't live, only because you never can tell about the weather. I mean, yeah, they can say, oh, we're going to have wind, but then next thing you know, you got these giant waves and they're coming in the house. No, thank you. I'll pass.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I mean, that's not something I don't think that I would personally look into buying. It's not my thing.
No, only because it is, like they said, a treacherous part of where it is. Now, when I flew into Boston this last time, you could see that the whole coast is littered with lighthouses. It's just littered with them out there. I mean, so there's many to choose from out there.
Yeah.
It's just you can find another one to buy if you really wanted one. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think that lighthouses are cool though.
They are beautiful, but I prefer them to be on land and versus just a really small rock pile island. You know what I mean? Yep. I'd rather be able to drive away from it if I had to.
Right, for sure. So, okay, this next house. So it's had a lot of talk, and it's honestly, I personally like the house. I think Brandy, I think you will like the house. There might be some people in chat who'd be like, I don't think so. But you guys know who Kat Von D is. She's a famous tattoo artist. She was married to Jesse. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Okay. So this
Jesse James and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, got
yep.
Mm-hmm.
So this is or it's listed for sale, her house. So this is the outside of it. And that's her for those of you that don't know her.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Well, wait till you see the inside. It's
a modern spooky house. Yeah.
I think it's badass. I do. Mm-hmm. I really, really like it myself. So, and then you go to now, and I like the way so she did a huge renovation. So I'll read to you here about what she did first. So it's in Los Angeles, California. It's 13,000 square feet. It has 13 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms. So keep in mind, it's in California, Los Angeles. So price wise, it's going to be up there. So she bought
astronomical.
The house. Yes. She bought the house in 2016 and she spent 6 years renovating it. So I'm going to show you what she's done to the place. So there is, I guess, a setting room. I like it. It is dark. Yes, it is dark.
But that's probably how it was originally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I've got a lot of pictures of this one just because I like this house. I like that. Look at the detail in the chandelier.
I want to say I saw this like years back when she was actually living there, when she was doing that TV show.
Mm-hmm. You might have, because I've got a whole bunch of, I've got I don't know, I think there's 10 pictures here.
Yeah, she was living in it at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which
there's her kitchen.
That's a lot of room.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the yellow. However, I like the size of it.
Right.
So here is, I guess, sitting room,
See,
library.
there's that green and red. I don't like the green and red. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't like it.
Yep, I hear you. I hear you. You know what? I am missing the best picture of all. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There it is. Okay. While we're looking at these, that one can be uploading. Look at that dining room. What do you think of that?
I like it to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
I like everything about it except the way she decorated it, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
know,
she's going for the goth look, and she definitely succeeded for the goth look.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
So
I always like something a little bit more brighter, you know, a little more cheery.
this whole house is dark, you know.
Yeah,
So
it is.
this is one of the bedrooms. I think I've got like 3 different bedrooms in here. That's one bedroom. Here's another bedroom.
Now,
like
see,
the
the red, I don't mind with that.
Yeah, I like the fireplace. Look at the gold ceiling.
Yeah, absolutely.
This room looks the most comfortable here to me, this one. I like this room.
Now, we need to talk about why is she selling this house?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
She is selling it because she hears voices, she hears footsteps, and unseen banging in the home. So in other words, she's not seeing anything, but she's hearing a lot of things. Lots of wonky things are going. So the house was built though in 1896. So it's old. It's an old house.
Yeah, but she's already renovated it to the point where it shouldn't have any structural issues at this time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
She's
I mean?
moved out of this house. She's moved out of this house.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. She renovated it, so she'd have to fix all the structural issues. So there's nothing there. I mean, the house is good to go.
So I'm going to show you another picture.
I don't know.
And I want your opinion on this, and everybody else can chime in. So she went totally all in with the goth look, including the outside. And this is true.
Yes.
This is her swimming pool. You see the blood red?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's different. I've never seen that before. I like it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to colors, you know, because everybody uses blue, but a lot of people are using color in their pools. It's really neat.
Isn't that different though? I've never seen that.
It is different, but I mean, if you don't like the red, that would probably be a deal breaker. You know what I mean? Because you know what it's going to take to empty that whole thing. That'd be a deal breaker. I don't think I would have done that. I mean, even though it looks cool.
You'd have to redo it.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool. I personally like it. But it's not for everybody. I get that, you know?
Right.
I totally get that.
Right. Like I said, I mean, that cuts off half of your home buyers by something like that.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind the red. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind the red in the pool. I was like, hey, that's cool. Let's do that.
Yeah.
You know, okay.
We have company. We have company.
We got company.
We have company. Hello.
Well, hello. I'll be right back. I have to change my lighting really quick. I wanted to come on for just a couple minutes. Hang on.
Okay.
All right. Just got to fix the lighting. But you know what I mean? That would be almost, you know, it's kind of like when you're talking about that wallpaper that we were discussing earlier about these people are spending like $100,000 just in wallpaper because they have to have it custom made. They don't sell wallpaper like that.
Right. Right.
And
absolutely.
And in this day and age, wallpaper is not a thing. You know, wallpaper is not a thing anymore because we're all just using drywall and paint.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So would you live there in that house?
Oh, I would.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would. I mean, I would change things, but yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But my question to it is, Rob, what do you think about that red pool? Would you do the red pool?
Did you see it? Were you able to see it?
I did. I've been in and out doing some things, but I've had you on in the background. I've watched.
The red pool.
No, I did see that, and yeah, I love it. I
do too.
I can't. I was in the pool business. I worked for a pool guy in high school. We built in-ground pools.
You were a pool boy?
I was a pool boy. Then I advanced to
Ah,
well, as you know, I put in a above ground pool with my buddy. We're not getting into that nonsense. And I also work for a company that we did pool services, and they also though they constructed the in-ground gunite pool. They call it gunite. That's the plaster, the cement, if you call it, which is what in-ground pools back in the day were made of.
Mhm.
And they're always white. And then eventually it changed to like the blue gunite and really made and emerald greens. So it
Mhm.
really made the water look beautiful. But when I saw the red,
Mhm.
I think, if I was fortunate enough to have an in-ground pool, I might go with the red,
Yeah.
especially depending on the color of the house and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I have nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. The water was clear. It
Yeah.
gave off that, that look.
I've never swam in a red
Mm.
pool, so I'd at least like to try at least swimming in it, right?
Well, it's the water's clear.
I
Even
know,
like
but it's just
hey, listen.
Yeah.
Even if you go to the Bahamas or the Cayman Islands, the Canary Islands, and we see because I was in the Cayman Islands years ago, and I'm
Mhm.
on the beach, and the water is blue and green and emerald, so pretty, just like you see on pictures. So when I go in the ocean, and I cup the water in my hand, it's still clear. It's just a beautiful,
Mhm.
foliage that's growing around there, right? So it's just the tropics.
Right.
So it's not technically that color.
Mhm.
I was naive enough to believe that, but
Yeah.
no, I love the different colors of that. It's really awesome.
Mhm. What do you think that house is worth? What do you think it's listed for?
What that red
oh my
red
God.
pool?
That one has got to be
That
like
house.
25 million.
I
It's
don't know.
got to be 25 million.
It's definitely in the millions, 10 million.
So
Mhm.
she listed it originally in January of 2022 for $15 million. And currently it's on the market for $7.75 million.
Okay. Well,
Well, because she can't sell the damn thing. And again, like I said, if you're looking at it from a buyer's market, I mean that pool is a big, people
Right.
just aren't big on red pools, and
Well-
what she's done to the house is
Or the goth
extensive.
thing. Yeah, not everybody's
Yeah,
into
it's
the
yeah.
goth.
No,
You got to
expensive.
I agree. You have to like the goth. You have to be a goth person.
Yeah.
The red water of the pool, and I will tell you from being in the pool business, and then in real estate, if you had an in-ground swimming pool. Now today, you guys, an in-ground swimming pool, it's not an asset to have when you're selling a pool.
Right.
In fact, it decreases the value of your home because if you have something happen, because back when I was building pools, back in the day, all the plumbing was beneath the pool. So if a line cracked and you had a leak, guess what?
Right.
They drain the pool, they crack out and bust up all the cement, relay the entire pool.
Yeah.
So that is in the tens of thousands of dollars in some instances.
Absolutely.
So that is not a good thing to have when you're trying to sell your house. An above ground pool, who cares?
But-
You can tear it down.
Yeah.
But would I buy it for a haunted B&B?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
And
It's
well,
ready to go.
that's why I kind of want to chime in really quick. I wanted to wait till you guys are getting closer to the end. Would I buy a haunted house? Now, you guys know me. If I had a lot of money to blow, my answer is absolutely yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would not have it as my main living house, right? My primary residence. If I had the money, I would buy it. And would I spend a week there, a month there? Absolutely. In fact, what I would do is I would set up the whole house with cameras. I'd get with you guys and get all the cool, fancy equipment that you guys use and have that in there.
Right.
And I would use it as a research thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to have it as my primary house. But then again, you got to have the money, right? And let's face it, we're not millionaires
No.
to afford that.
Unfortunately. I have a question for you though, Rob. So seeing a house like that and that she made it like all goth, do you think that actually like maybe attracts other entities maybe to come to the house because it is dark and it's got the ambiance of a dark type house. What are your thoughts on that?
I would think so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with these, spirits, these ghosts, I think they're attracted to these things, especially those that are in the in between. Are we talking about?
Yeah,
I think, heck yeah, they're attracted to that.
I think so too.
And I also think that the person that buys something like that is open-minded enough where they would have a higher frequency, or the vibration pattern would be different.
Right.
So I think they would attract a little more of that attention.
Yeah.
I think that if you went in there because you're buying it for profit and you bought the goth house, but then you decided to renovate it and just change the entire look of the place, probably not as much.
Yeah.
But if the person kept it, I think so. And
I
know, Brandy, I don't know if you heard me when you stepped away, but I would, if I had the money, I would buy a haunted house and spend a week there, not as my primary residence. I'd have it all filled with cameras. I get with you guys, get all the equipment. And I would live there for a week as my secondary home, to research.
Yeah, you're right. But see, if I had something like that, of course, running it out for events and for private hunts and stuff like that, for a house like hers, you could, that would be astronomical money. That would be just
Well, here's an interesting comment here. Daryl Stanley says he had that big portal picture there too. Interesting. And then Bigfoot
it's almost
Dwarf,
like she was inviting it to come in.
Right. Says I wouldn't buy that house. So I don't know if you heard me, Brandy, ask Rob that question. Like with it being like the goth look, do you think that attracts like negative type spirits to the house, or what are your feelings on that?
I don't even know if it's negative. I think, I said it in the beginning of the show. I was talking about darker homes and things like that. It kind of gives spirits a place to hide and to dwell, and I think that's what she created. I think she created this mess that she's hearing, but she's the only one that has these claims. Krista didn't say anybody else had these claims. Now we all know that is an old house and she did renovations on it. It's going to make new sounds and you're going to hear stuff. And we all know that when things are super quiet, like when you can't even hear a pin drop, there is a layer of white noise that you will hear. You'll hear this layer of white noise, and you can sometimes hear conversations or even music playing or just kind of things in that white noise. And that comes from a lot of years of sitting in the dark by yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when it's that quiet, you can hear that. And maybe some of it was actually happening. Some of it was maybe in the white noise. Maybe some of it was made up, and that house was just making its normal noises after renovations. But then again, she did renovations, so maybe it woke up whatever was in the house.
Could have.
And really quickly, I see Bigfoot dwarf, which is brown dwarf.
Yeah, I was actually gonna. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, he says he'd rather buy the Cecil house. I did a story on the Cecil house. That's crazy.
Cecil Hotel.
Yes, it is Cecil Hotel. Yes, it's crazy. But I also, when I was watching the show, I had to put on this special bandana because this bandana was specially made by an associate of brown dwarfs.
Yeah, he commented in chat that he liked that.
It was from Brown Dwarf. I got this like last Christmas from Brown Dwarf.
I remember.
That's sweet.
Yeah. And Brown Dwarf actually email me at blondesandbooze@gmail.com and give me your contact info because honestly, I'd love to have you on the show.
Oh yeah!
Oh my gosh! He's so fun to talk to.
Yeah, he's great.
He's fun, and guys don't realize he's got a great YouTube channel. He's got tons of subscribers, and he all he does, he points the camera up in the air, you guys.
Yeah.
And he comes up with phenomenal footage. So yeah,
he's also been on Small Town Monsters.
Yeah, I think I had Brown about a year ago.
You did, because I was on that one.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boy, yeah, we've been together so long it's hard to remember.
Gosh,
No.
I think it's been about a year and a half. He was on Texas Front Porch. So
Yeah.
about a year and a
Yeah.
half ago.
So
So,
Brown,
yeah.
so Brown does make the route. So quick shout out to Brown Dwarf. He's just not a chat person. Well, a lot of you know he's got a great channel, great stuff. And
mhm.
another thing that intrigued me about this show, because I noticed you guys brought it up, and a lot of people in chat were talking about the disclosure when you sell these properties.
Yeah.
hmm
And
hmm
and this kind of plays into what I did not do. Now we all know about my bar that I
Right.
sold. We all know that it was haunted. We all know that I had firsthand experiences. A lot
Yes.
of my employees that worked there saw things, not quite what I saw, of course, but at night the china, because we had china plates for some special occasions, would fall off when the bar was closed, while they're still cleaning up, or in the basement doing the book work. Plates would crash, glasses would crash. And then when they would go out and they know they cleaned the bar, but there'd always would be the beer bottles and there'd be stuff left that they know that they put away. And they're like, how in the heck
Right.
were they there? And this all came to fruition to me when I seen it all in the course of the apparitions. So with that being said, I'm not getting into telling that story. You've all heard it.
Mm-hmm.
When I sold the place, and I knew a little bit about real estate, BMR's guy kind of like knows nothing professionally, but I know a lot about everything type of dude, jack of all trades, but master of none.
Yes.
So
That's me too. Yeah.
which I find that to be cool, I guess. But I never, in the official real estate agreement, the legal document, I never disclosed that it was haunted because what do you just, I'm going to tell my real estate agent my bar's haunted. I mean, that makes no sense.
Well, fortunately for you in Michigan, same as Missouri, we don't have to disclose.
Yeah.
that.
I didn't know if I had to. I just remember the basic law, and I wasn't thinking about that. Because I do remember, though, when I sold my marital house, I had to tell them that there was a leak in the roof.
Yeah.
The guy made me
you
put
have to
that
tell
in
them
the
about
paperwork.
structural.
Yeah, you have to do
Structural.
that. Mm-hmm.
But as far as the haunting thing, or if people passed on, you don't have to say that, right? So
No, you don't in Michigan. Some states you do, but not Michigan.
So after we signed the deal, of course, I get with this guy and I said, look, I just kind of want to tell you something, because you could probably turn this into something if you experience this. But I said, man, I think the place is haunted a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he, I didn't tell him about the actual encounter I had, but I told him about the other smaller things, because I'm not going to divulge everything. Let the guy experience it himself. So he was kind of cool. He says, well, if it really is haunted, man, I could maybe, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm thinking, man, why am I selling this? I could turn this into the haunted bar. But you guys, I was done. I wanted to move on. So
too bad you didn't know Brandy and I back then, because we'd have been there.
Well,
quick.
you probably would have talked me out of selling it, I'm sure.
I'm sure we would have.
I still have my regrets, but I just found it was interesting that I just had this inclination to tell the guy after the sale, of course, that I got to tell you something, man. If you spend enough time here, weird things are going to happen. I could never find out, because, as you all know, 3 months later, the big COVID virus hit, and they went out of business.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. I did a lot of investigating during COVID.
Yeah.
I sure did.
We did too. Yeah, sure did. There's kind of on the same.
We could have kept your bar open alone on that.
Yeah, probably. We probably could.
Well, we did the museum.
We probably could have.
We did a bunch of ghost hunts at the museum during that time of the C word.
Right.
Yeah.
Tammy Johnson says, in Texas, you have to disclose a death. My house, the previous owner died here in her favorite room. Mine too. Wow. So some you do, some you don't.
So I was wondering, though, you guys heard you have heard the Amityville Horror.
Right.
That did not need to be disclosed, because that was made public, right? well before it went up for sale. Do you guys recall that? How that went down?
Well, they knew about the murders, I'm sure. You know what I mean? They knew all of that business, right from the get-go. So the next owner was well aware of what happened in that house.
So the book was probably not published before or after it got sold, I wonder. I remember you guys did a great show with Donny Cho last year that broke that down.
Yeah, we did that on the Paranormal Show and Tell, which is on our channel on Wednesday nights. And you can go back and watch that, everyone. It was a fantastic show. I don't know when it was sold and when the book came out. So that's that. I don't know that time frame. But yeah, I that was big news. So I'm,
I don't think I'd have bought in that house, no matter how rich I was.
No way. I would have not touched that house ever.
I don't think I would look at it driving down the road, man. Well, I probably would, but
the iconic windows that they had in it, those rounded windows that kind of look like eyeballs. They've changed those. Yeah, so they're trying to make it look different. Yeah. So when people are going by the house, they're they don't maybe know which one it is. It's just like when they were disclosing the address, they gave a different address just so people wouldn't know exactly what house it was. So
it's George Lutz's home.
Big
deal.
It's just that.
What did Mickey says? BMR, I don't even want to drive 3 blocks near the Sally house. Stay away.
Oh, don't talk about the Sally. Is that the one I saw with you, Krista? When I spent the night, or while we're in Alabama? Yep. I'm not going to say anything because it's confidential, but I've seen some things about that. And let me tell you, I'm lucky I didn't have nightmares that night because your kitty cat was curled up with me that night when I went to bed.
That's funny. Too funny. Yeah. So
That's
I don't know. There's a lot of these houses though, like I think that people get into. Me personally, so if there was something negative in the house, then absolutely I would tell somebody, the next person, just because, I wouldn't want them to let their guard down and get hurt, be a victim. I would not do that. So that's my 2 cents on that. Brandy, would you?
I don't think so. I think I'd kind of stay away from that. Anything that had like, some confirmed demon in it, I would kind of pass.
You wouldn't tell the people that it was a bad entity?
No, absolutely not. Because I wouldn't let it go until I was absolutely sure it was gone.
Okay, I get what you're saying there then. Yeah, I get that.
Then why would I bring that up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't.
Well, I was talking about if you
I made
sell
sure
it,
it was gone.
Yeah, if you sell it and it's still in the house.
Oh gosh. Oh, I would never do that. Honestly, I would leave it.
Yeah, I would
leave it.
If I was going to, I would definitely tell them. I wouldn't, not tell.
I wouldn't even sell it.
Yeah.
And you guys, and I got to tell you guys, I'm all gung-ho for our ghost hunt, which is sold out, by the way, everybody. I know you've mentioned that. We all mentioned it now. We sold out 2 weeks ago. I'm just going to tell you guys, because me, I've had a lot of weird attachments throughout my life, just from good old Rob just going wherever with my house and the trinkets I bought. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to be apprehensive in this place because I just have this feeling that I'm just like an open outlet for things to attach to me. And I get you do all the protections, this, that, and the other. I get it. But maybe it's not a good mindset for me to have going in, thinking that something's going to latch on to me. And I know this place isn't like evil, but I still don't want.
So here's the thing.
I just don't want that. I just don't.
Yeah, and I understand that. I'm not saying nothing can't attach, because any haunted location you go to, I don't care if you go to a restaurant to eat dinner, something can attach to you. So the Ray County Museum, however, is not known for attachments. I've been there. I could say, I can't even tell you how many times I've been there. And I've never, ever brought anything home. And I've never known of anybody to ever bring anything home from the museum. That being said, though, you can't guarantee that people won't.
Well, I understand
So
that.
what you have to do, you have to have your own protection, and you have to know that protection, it can even be prayer, that works. So it's about your intention, and you'll be protected, and plus you got me and Brandy backing you.
Well, yeah, well, I know
Yeah,
that.
and Aaron,
I'm not worried when I'm with. I'm
We
not
got you.
worried when I'm with you guys. Thank Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron. Yeah. That's
Yep.
she works there, right? I know her, right?
Yeah, she's one of our dear friends. Yes, she'll be there.
I'm not worried when I'm there with you
Right.
guys.
You
It's
know,
like when I'm back here in Michigan,
Mhm.
and then some creepy crap starts happening. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, man.
Right.
Which is
We
not
got
gonna
you.
happen.
Well,
It's not gonna happen.
I do have to say this though about the place. Aaron and I, the last time I was there, we decided to sleep in the most active. I'm going to say the most active spot in the whole entire place. Aaron and I.
The
did
third
sleep
floor
there.
is something else, and that's where they slept.
We slept there, and we had some things happen that we can't explain because only her and I heard it. Nobody else heard it. We were the only ones.
Yeah.
I even got it on audio, but nobody else heard the thing, and there was no way that nobody else could have heard this. It was so loud,
Yeah.
And then when I got up in the morning, I heard somebody walking downstairs. I thought, oh, somebody's up making coffee. So I got up. I'm like, coffee is my first thing. That's my love of my life in the mornings is coffee. So I went downstairs and I didn't see anybody. I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom. So I walked down the hallway towards the chapel where actually Paranormal Paul was sleeping. And I looked in there and he's laying down in his bed and he's sleeping. So I go in the bathroom in the hallway, and then, as I shut the door, then I hear somebody walking down the hallway from the other side, away from Paul, but it's coming from the other direction, coming towards the door. So I'm like, okay, somebody's up somewhere. I just missed them. So I, did my business, and then I came out and I looked around. Paul's still there. Erin's still upstairs on the third floor. She's froze up. I can't tell.
You're good
Now.
now.
You're good now.
Yep, right. And so Erin was still upstairs and she was still in bed. And then I walked down to the apartment and I walked into the apartment, walked around to the bedroom. Everybody was in bed sleeping. Nobody even acknowledged I was there, rolled over, nothing.
Wow.
There was a little snoring going on. Everybody was sleeping. So I'm like, well, and it wasn't little footsteps either. It was very audible, like somebody was, pounding on that floor when they were coming to me.
Yeah.
So did that give me a little jolt? No, not really. It's something I've heard before, but it did give me a little bit of a jump just because I was up by myself and I had nobody to validate that for me. So that kind of sucked, because I didn't have any stuff on me.
But you know what? Here's the thing though, Brandy. So in that area, like where Paul was in the chapel there, we've heard footsteps come down there's a flight of steps right there numerous times. We've heard footsteps out there in that hallway. So you are validated, when you said that you heard that, because absolutely we've all heard that there. Like, I've sat there with Kathy while other teams were ghost hunting. And there was one actually that he was making a documentary. Actually, I shared it on Blondes. It's a haunting history with Dave Glidden. But we sat there. It was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and we thought they were coming up the steps. And nope, it wasn't. There wasn't nobody there. It was a ghost. But that's normal,
Yeah.
Welcome, Rory.
Yes. Thanks.
Welcome to the Booze
Thank
Club.
you, Rory. Rock and Rory.
Yes.
Yes. Welcome to the Booze Club.
Yeah.
The Booze Club, eh? We got pirates.
Yeah.
We got porchers. We got the Booze Club.
The Booze Club.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that. I should be. I'm a member of the Booze Club. I'm a member of quite a few booze clubs around town.
We just never knew what to call it. So we're just gonna call it the Booze Club.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
I like it.
Yeah. Anyway, so you guys all tune in you'll hear the after stories of the museum, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
When after we all get out of there. So it's fun though. And talking about all these haunted houses and stuff. So, like Kathy, she stays there more nights than she goes to her own house and sleeps there alone with her animals. As you said, like Josh Hurd, Mount Manor, he's there all the time by himself in that building, so, you definitely hear things. Like I've been in the museum by myself as well. And I've heard things like last time I was there, I heard Kathy talking and Kathy wasn't even there. She had left to go pick up Greg Ogles from the airport. She wasn't even there. I was there by myself and I heard her talking. So it's just weird,
Yeah.
It is weird. And, talking about like attachments and things coming from this place. I've never felt in this place where I would be scared of anything. You know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't have that strangeness to it. But although this last ghost hunt we had was a little bit strange. And now that doesn't mean that people won't bring their attachments with them. And I be for one. I mean, people can attest that mind travels with me. And I believe that this happens to other people too. And that may have been the case this last time, which was kind of odd. It just had a different feel, not a bad feel, just different. Just different. So, so it kind of adds to the odd things that happen at this location. And, it's a place we love. It is absolutely a place we love. I have no problem sleeping anywhere in there. It doesn't matter.
Neither.
And I've known you guys long enough to learn a lot of stuff from you guys. And number one, I know this is a safe place to go ghost hunt. Yep. Probably for a beginner like me, it probably is.
Absolutely. It's a perfect beginner place.
And the thing that I've learned, you guys have said is, and it's kind of like anything. Even if you're going in the woods, right, looking for cryptids or stuff like that, they all can read your mindset, what your intentions are. And if you go into a place, I will tell you this. I believe this. Tell me if I'm wrong. You could be going into a nice haunted house. Let's just say, I'll just paint the picture. It's roses, right? But I think though, a person that went in initially scared, they know that. And just for just to poke fun at you, they might maybe try to scare you a little bit, jokingly and being funny. So I think it's about your mindset. Yep. And plus, you guys, there's going to be 16 of us plus
all the speakers. Yeah.
All the speakers. So I'm kind of thinking I might be disappointed. Do you think with all of us folks there that we might not get nothing? I don't mean to put a downer on it. I'm not.
So here's the thing with any haunted location, paranormal is not a guaranteed thing that things are going to happen.
Understood.
So we can't guarantee that. However, I have been there and I have seen the place crazy off the charts active, and it was full of people. And I have seen it where it's just been a couple of us there and nothing's going on. Absolutely nothing. Okay.
Right.
So
it just depends.
You just don't know.
Right.
The people.
And the best thing to do going in these locations is you can't go running around like you see them on TV, yelling and screaming, and you can't do that.
Come out! I want to fight you. I want to fight you, demon.
Most of it, like I tell everybody, it's like kind of like watching paint dry. You just gotta wait.
Yeah. Well,
so you just have normal conversations with each other. It's really bonding time for whoever you're with. Honestly, you just sit around and you talk and you just watch and look and listen.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised just doing that, just sitting in one spot. You're going to be very surprised what happens.
Yeah, it's a great location to go and for people who have never done it before, it's safe. I wouldn't let my kids go there, and my kids have been there many, many times. Yeah. And so that I don't let my kids go to haunted locations. I've let them go to the museum, and then the one daughter went to Ashmore with me, but that's it. Ashmore
Estates, I let them go to. Yeah,
I hear you there.
So, if I thought that anybody, or even Kathy thought that anybody would be hurt there, she would not allow the ghost hunts at all to happen there. And actually, when there was a negative energy there, there was no ghost hunt. We didn't do them, until we got rid of it. So it's a true story.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I mean, the 19th and 20th are going to be great. Thursday will be great because I think I'm going to be somewhere in Missouri on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't found out where.
You're going to be in Richmond, Missouri.
Yeah.
I know Brandy hates when I say Missouri. Krista don't really mind, I guess. But it is Missouri. I like the Missouri boat ride. I got that from the Clint Eastwood movie, Missouri boat ride. But
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to that entire week or weekend.
Me too.
And doing this ghost thing and meeting everybody that comes on down and talking to all of our great speakers. It's gonna be a blast. I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Yep, we are too. So if you guys haven't got your tickets yet, tickets are actually, you can, in the description of this show, tickets are the first thing there. And just click on that, it'll take you to it. And even though that, like, the ghost hunt has sold out, so the location of the conference is right next door to the Ray County Museum. And I do believe at some point during that day, Kathy is going to open the museum and do a few just walk-through tours. So even though the ghost hunt tickets are not available, it's something that I've kind of talked to Kathy about opening the museum so people can come in and see it. It's just such a cool location that they're you just can't beat it, and all the artifacts in there. So even if you're not into ghosts, if you're into history, it's worth it.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, this has been a fun show, guys.
Yeah. No, I'm glad I popped on. I was listening, and there's a couple things I wanted to bring up regarding when I sold the bar, and that I would love to have a haunted house.
I wish you still had the bar, because we would have been to Michigan a lot by now.
Well, you know what, you guys, I told you that it was dilapidated and this, that, and the other, because I entertained the idea of getting it because I knew it would be a lot cheaper. Somebody bought it. Eventually bought it, and like I said, it was prime real estate. And I was very disappointed. In fact, I'd even tell you guys because it kind of tugged at my heart. I worked there 13 years, 80 hours a week. I found out like a month right before Thanksgiving that it was purchased. I'm like, cool, got bought. You guys, they tore it down. They're making a strip mall out of that whole location. The bar's not even standing now. There's gonna be a gas station, a liquor store, and a subway.
So you go in and you tell them, because once they get those buildings up and their business is running, that if they have a ghost problem, you know who to contact, because that doesn't mean the ghosts are going to go away.
Yeah.
No.
But you guys, they leveled it, man.
It doesn't matter.
That was history, you guys. That was history because that was up during Prohibition.
That's what I mean. That's
why we do
Chris
this.
And we do this. Yes, that's why we do it.
It's terrible.
That makes me
so
sick.
we can keep these places open and going, and keep them, at least in good working condition on the inside, and it just it tears me apart when I see something like that happen where they're tearing stuff.
You guys, I knew this for a long time and did not want to tell you guys until I got over the emotion that I probably would have teared up because I loved that place.
Yeah.
And then then it was then it fell apart. It was overgrown. And I said, man, I could probably just buy this. I'm thinking, now you better not, Rob. So I didn't, of course. And then 4 months later, I drive past there because I would always drive past it when I was in the area. It was leveled. It's had like Gander commercial company. Boom. And now it's becoming a strip mall, like a gas station, a subway, and a liquor store or something. I'm like,
well,
guys, I had to pull over on the side of the road. and I'm a man. I'm not going to turn to my man card, but I kind of wept, you guys.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I did, man. I didn't tell you. It's the first time I'm telling it. And it's the only reason I'm saying it now because I'm over it. But it was part of my life, 13 years, and the experiences, the fun, the experiences with the goes, with the customers, this and that. Part of my life, boom, like it vanished.
Yeah.
And really briefly, since there's over 70 people still in the chat, I did an impromptu live show today on Dogman Island Redux. I told Brandy I was thinking about doing it. She said, hey, I don't know. You already did it 2 years ago. And Chris said, you say, well, whatever you want to do. It was fantastic. You guys go check it out. It was my live show I did today to make up for my brunch show because I had to pick up my mom from the hospital, who, by the way, is okay. She still can't eat. She ate and puked today, first day, and I'm like, yeah. So she's still not. I mean, she don't have the COVID. She can breathe, no pneumonia. Right. But now with all this medication, she can't go to the bathroom. She pukes when she eats. So it's still an ongoing problem for me. Well, not a problem, I mean, it's part of life, right?
Yeah.
Life does go on, but I'm that's good to go. And and I'll see you guys Saturday night at midnight. I'm pretty sure you're both going to be on.
There. Yeah. So tomorrow we have Paranormal Paul. He has Harley Owens coming on his show.
Ah, fantastic.
And so that's at 7 Central. Then Donny Cho, that's going to be a fun one. We got another movie night.
When is Oh, yes.
We're having movie night.
Yeah, 8:30 tomorrow night will be Donny Cho. So
Saturday. Yeah, I'm not doing it on Saturday.
Yep, I'm planning on doing that one. And then we have yours, brunch.
Then we have
11 p.m. Central.
Well, yeah, the night show, your late show, whatever. Yeah, I called it. Yeah. And
so busy day of shows, and you just never know with us since we couldn't go to Alabama because of the snow apocalypse.
Oh, I'm sorry for you guys. I know. I mean, So
Paul said that St. Louis is 4 to 12 inches. So I am outside of St. Louis. I am a little north of St. Louis, and they are calling up to 20 inches for here. Up to 20 inches. That is a lot. I know. It's a lot of snow.
I don't get that where I live.
You don't?
Not 20 inches.
I'm southern. I'm south of you.
I don't get 20 inches where I live.
This is a freak thing.
Yeah.
This is not a normal. Yeah, this is not a normal thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the ice, Krista. Ice is a normal thing for us.
Yeah,
ice. Yeah, that's worse than snow. I'd rather drive on snow than ice. I think everybody would.
Yeah.
I will say this about the weatherman. 2 years ago, this is not even the year that you guys were in Ann Arbor. There was that was a bad one. That was a bad one. I didn't get where I lived. I didn't get hit as much as Ann Arbor did, but I had to deal with the frozen pipes from the cold weather, right? But the year prior, we were supposed to get 20 inches of snow dumped, so everybody went to the grocery store, to Myers, to wherever you go, right, and loaded up because we're going to be shut down for 2 or 3 days. 20 inches coming. So I made sure I got my stuff, and I'm waiting for this blizzard. Yeah. We didn't get 20 inches of snow, you guys. We got 20 inches of rain.
Oh.
That flooded the streets, and the streets were frozen for like 48 hours.
That would suck.
So you couldn't go nowhere anyways.
So they're saying for here, they're calling this could be a major disaster for St. Louis because all the newscasters and stuff around here are talking about. So Highway 70 is a major interstate that runs through the state. And then northern Missouri has Highway 36. That's also another interstate that runs east to west through the state. And they were talking with that amount and what all is going on that chances are both major highways will be shut down.
Oh, well, don't worry about it. They got actually 55, if anybody's familiar with that. It runs from the bottom of Mississippi all the way up. That goes right through St. Louis. So, yeah, you have that too.
And then you got Highway 44, which is the old Route 66. You got that too. Yeah, Paranormal Paul said they're talking about power outages. So I actually have some backups here in case my power goes out. And then they're talking about internet. So people may lose their internet, and as far as even cell phone towers. So we may lose cell phones, with that much ice, because they are calling for a lot of ice here. More southern than me, like Paul's area. Paul's in chat. More his area is getting, I think, a lot of the ice.
Now, where the heck is Paul? Is he south of you guys or north?
So Paul is about 45 minutes south of me. He's not far, but as a crow flies. But with the storm, this storm is just a weird thing. How it's got a cutoff line, and I'm northern where I'm getting the snow, and he's southern where he's getting snow, but I think he's getting more ice with his.
And Brandy, you're about an hour from Chris. Are you south too?
She's 3 hours.
I'm 3 hours.
Are you closer to Paul then, or south of Paul?
No, I'm south of Paul.
You're
I'm
just
still far away from both
you
of
are
them.
BFE.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm all ice. They're not even talking snow. They're talking all ice.
Yeah. So Tennessee Ridge Runner said he's near Kansas City. What's the weather look like for him? As far as I've heard, like it's ice in the southern part. So not saying
and it was
but
it should be starting soon for you, like quickly. I don't know if it's tonight or in the morning, but it's
tomorrow
supposed
for
to be
us.
there quickly.
Tomorrow night for us.
No,
So.
Kansas City.
Oh, Erin's in chat. She can comment because she's been watching it pretty close. Because as you know, Erin was supposed to go with Brandy and I to Alabama. So we've all been watching the weather. But yeah, so anyway, as long as I have internet, I will be there. And you know what, Riley, I'm not afraid of snow. I'm afraid of 20 inches of snow. So that
I am just afraid of my electricity going out.
Yeah.
That's it. Because of my elderly mother, you know, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So
I hear you. You fortunately have a wood heat too. So that helps you.
No, I don't.
You had a wood stove.
I have a pellet stove. Different animal.
Yeah.
Different animal. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
cheaper to run. Yeah.
Well, the electricity
much safer than a wood stove.
Yeah.
The electricity thing does suck because when you guys were in Ann Arbor, that was the winter that I lost power 3 times, and that's why I ended up getting
lost power too.
And I had all the frozen pipes. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
I remember that when you went through all of that.
And I remember when the pipes burst and I seen this water going through my ceiling into the lower room. I'm like, there's just no way in hell.
Yeah.
And my insurance didn't cover all of that either.
Right.
That's awful.
Yeah. No, I have a pellet stove, which I mean, it's great, but it runs on electric. So if that goes out, we're in trouble here.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
But
it
shouldn't last long, I hope.
No, exactly. You know, I'm like you. You know, my dad and I have a dad and a stepmom that live way southern, like I guess between Brandy and myself. But you know, it's calling for ice there too, and you know, they have a house and stuff. So I was gonna text him and tell him if they wanted to head north and get stuck in the snow apocalypse, they can come to my house. You know, at least with the snow, I don't really anticipate on losing power, but who knows?
There's a great movie there's a great movie on YouTube that I do not recommend you guys watch, you know, within the next couple of days. It's called The Snow Apocalypse. Yeah, found it on YouTube. Yeah.
Is that a real movie?
It's on YouTube. No, well, it's a movie. I watched a lot of the B movie. I'm a B movie guy.
Yeah.
And it's in the Midwest, and it's quite terrible. So don't watch it until maybe summertime.
Well, what is that? What is that one movie? It's a newer movie. Not too new, but what is it? The Day After Tomorrow? Is that?
Oh
what it
yeah.
is?
Oh,
yeah.
I've seen that many times. That's on TV all the time.
Mm-hmm.
With
yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that's.
I'm not watching that today or tomorrow or Monday.
It's on like all the time. I like the visual effects, especially when the tsunami comes into in the beginning.
Right. I like it when everybody, you know, like you watch everything start freezing and oh my gosh, that's so scary.
That's
anyway.
Pretty scary.
Anyway.
That could happen one day, y'all.
It could.
It could. You just never know. It may be happening this weekend. You never know.
Nope, that's true. True story. So yeah, once again, if Brown Dwarf, if you are in chat, will you send Brandy and I an email at blondesandbooze@gmail.com so I can get in touch with you. Anyway, Brandy, BMR, do you guys have anything else?
No, thanks for having me
just
on.
make sure you hit the like. Yeah,
Mhm.
hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons, please.
Yeah, so
Yes.
right now I'm looking at it and there's 277 people actually watching. So if all 277 people would just hit that like button.
Hit that like button.
Really,
and
really
turn on the alert
Right.
bells.
Yep.
Turn on the alert
Yeah.
bells.
Including, and I
Make
think
sure-
that includes the 67 that's actually showing on here.
I
But
think it's combined. I think
yeah, I
it
think
should
so
be.
too.
Yeah.
That's a view
Right.
as well. So
Yeah. Yep.
I'll just
Right,
do the
right.
math, but still it's a lot of people.
Right, exactly. And real quick, I want to thank Mike. Thank you very much. Kelly, thank you very much. BMR, thank you. And welcome to the club, Rock and Rory. We
Rock and
appreciate
roll.
it.
Welcome to the Booze Club.
There you go. So anyway,
All right. So
until tomorrow, we'll see everybody on Paul's show. First.
That's right.
Yep.
No, very good.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. See y'all.